Alright, here in Magicant now. Very different from Podunk, although kind of sounds like somewhere over the rainbow right here at the top. But, yeah, you know, a lot of times when you get to a magical land for the first time and they say nothing is as it seems. Here in Magicant, everything is exactly how it seems. Like over there, looks like a swimming cat. I'm a swimming cat. What did I tell you? Exactly how it seems. Have you heard of the magic candy that gives strength and power to a helpless child? No. I see, but you are not helpless, so you don't need it. We need Blaze to tell us about that, I suppose. Just notice our cash, 4242. I suppose that's good. Alright, so lots of stuff to do here in Magicant. First things first, let's just come over here and enter this green door. And talk to this lady. And she's going to act as a makeshift sister right here, the mysterious goods keeper. That's just a fancy way of saying that she'll take our stuff. I don't even know what we have on ourselves right now. Bread, that'll probably be important. Rope, we don't need that right now. Let's drop that. What else? Life up cream, that'll max out our health. That's not bad. I don't think we need Grandpa's diary at the moment. Let's send that back to Professor's house. Man, what else? I don't need 2 breads. I mean, I will eventually, but... the basement key, we don't need that. Honestly, if that's at our house, that kind of works out. So we'll send that back. And at this point, what do we got? We'll keep that in case we get attacked by some life-ending spells. Well, you know what I mean. The cash card, we'll need to take out cash. Top off our health. We got spells, by which I mean we can cure ourselves. I think that's good. Make some space in our pants, because there's a lot going on here in Magicant. Alright. Let's continue on down to this house. Southwest immediately. I'm the mysterious mimicker. I've transferred $582 in your account. Wow. You mean I can get the same level of neglect from this guy, this rando, as I can from my dad? That's uncanny. Watch the mimic start coming to our soccer games. I'm not the stepdad, I'm the dad who stepped up. Thanks, Mimic Dad. Yeah, let's save. He's just as neglectful as our actual father. I love it. Just like Mom, you never want to stop. So while he'll tell us how much money we have, just like a phone, we can't actually get any money out of him. There's a special place we need to go to get some cash here in Magicant. And let's talk to this person if they just hold still. Would you like me to give you the big bag? No follow-up questions. Yes, I would love the big bag. I'm not going to fall for that. Actually, I will fall for this. Can I borrow your cash card for a while? Thank you. Sure, I'll return it to you. After I charged $4,242 to it, I thought that it looked pretty cool. So, about you having my cash card, can I have that right back? And he gives us the big bag. A gift for you. So the big bag, I think there's 30 magic herbs in here. Not too shabby. Considering, best I can tell, he didn't actually take any money out of our account right there. But, not a bad trade. He just wanted to know what it felt like to own $4,242 just for a second. Who among us wouldn't want to feel that? But anyway, let's circle around the lake here, Swimming Cat's Lake, and let's talk to this guy. The Ocarina of Hope is finally completed. Its melody can now flow out from it. Do you want it? I mean, considering we're collecting melodies, sure. You're a pretty straight-looking dude, go ahead. Alright, not sure. He just laughs at me. Not sure what my orientation has to do with that, but... So let's try that ocarina, Legend of Zelda style. The ocarina played on and on. Reminds me of those... Is it not done? Reminds me of those classic Casio keyboards, the little cheap ones you could get at like Radio Shack for, $30 back in the 80s. So the ocarina has zero purpose, so Aside from just, it's something that I think we just experienced the purpose. So I am actually going to deposit this back in the mysterious keeper person. Yeah, take this. Last note was flat. Sounds good. I'll let my sister play it or something. And we'll hang on to the big bag just because, it's more efficient than carrying 30 of magic herbs individually in your pants. Just put them all into a big bag. Alright, also very important, we're going to pop into this house here and talk to this kid. I bent my spoon and it's hard to use like this. This is our problem, how? Yeah, let's fix the kid's spoon. Please fix it right away. Desperate for some porridge. So we use our nondescript PSI power. Thanks a million, Munch Munch. Would you like to spend the night here? It's very strange. But yes, this is essentially a free place to stay now. Tops off our health and PP. So there you go. I don't know what it was beforehand, but it's topped off now. Very nice. Alright. So, mentioned we can't take out any cash just yet. We're good on cash right now. You know what? Let's stop off to make a couple purchases before we head out, because as soon as we leave the walls, we're going to be attacked. Alright, so a lot of the armor which we can get in this game we can grab here in Magicant, so let's get an overview on the different types now and how much they boost us up with Blaze.
Alright, there's not a lot of armor to cover here in EarthBound Beginnings, so I'm just going to group it all together. Starting with the pendants. These don't give you any extra defense, but they will protect you against certain elemental attacks from enemies. Just the thought process behind it is a little counterintuitive. So the fire pendant actually protects you against freeze, H2O against fire, and earth against thunder. The sea pendant will protect you against everything, but we won't get this until very late in the game, so we could purchase the other 3 pendants in Magicant. I recommend the H2O because I feel like fire is what we get attacked with more often than any other, so grab 1, 2, or 3 of those for all your characters. Moving on to the rings, this is where we start to get some defensive boosts right here, minus the repel ring. This very similar to our class as I covered in Dragon Warrior. Repel will keep away weak enemies, so if you're in an area where you're punching above your weight, probably won't keep too many enemies away, but yeah, when you're sick of the random encounters in certain areas, the repel ring, well, it should handle that to some extent. But then you got the brass, the silver, and the gold. The gold is the best. If you can afford it, go ahead and purchase one. Make sure you grab one for every new member in your party as they join up so they can have max defense based on equipment. And then an extension of that is the coins as well. With the peace, the protection, and the magic is the way to go right here. More expensive for the benefit that you get versus the gold ring, but important to have both of these for every character, a gold ring and a magic coin every time someone joins your group. Make sure you have these from the sellers in Magicant, and yeah, go ahead and get them an H2O pendant as well to get everyone fully kitted here in EarthBound Beginnings.
Good call, Blaze. Yeah, if you got the scratch, definitely buy the top tier loot as Blaze mentioned. I regained my strength at Queen Mary's fountain. Let's see if it'll do that for me. Your strength has revived by touching the fountain's mysterious water. There you go. I mean, staying in that kid's room has the same effect, and it tops off our PP. Specifically, use telepathy on this. Hearing the soulful cry, the benevolent old man showed up. Hello? Hello, sir? Did you call me up? I guess I did, huh? You need money, don't you? Like some random old man popped out of this fountain, immediately accuses us of needing money, but yes, we do. Oh, your balance is 84. How much do you want to withdraw? I don't like the idea that this random old man has access to our finances now. I tell you, you let one stranger handle our cash card for 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden some random old man, he has access to our entire savings. We could probably stand to deposit all of our cash right now. We don't need to be carrying anything, because, if we die, it's going to get split in half, but we're going to bet on ourselves. That's how Professor rolls. Alright. It's weird that we can walk through this. Alright, yeah, let's dance. Who are we dancing with? Dad's eyes. Some weird enemies around here. Perfectly normal for EarthBound standards, but most games you would see a literal pair of eyes in the dark named Dad's eyes, and you might raise an eyebrow. Dad's eyes was beaten. There you go. And I think we can turn these into magic herbs if we grab one of these. Red weed. Back at the fountain we could turn these into magic herbs, but we got a whole big bag of magic herbs. Just throw it away. Alright. Well, let's head on up to the castle here. Before we talk to them, there is, if we go around, and I believe it's up top here, straight ahead. Let's talk to these random guys. I'm the flying man. My destiny is to help you. Some random man just joining our party. Okay. I think we can only have one of these guys at a time. I cannot wait to serve you. Basically, he's saying, I hope my brother dies so I can die in your servitude as well. It's strange, but I'm not going to say no to the help, right? We haven't found Fluff, Blaze, or Gary yet, so there you go. Suspicious man, I'll let you pass if you solve this riddle. And he doesn't even tell you the riddle. So let's see if we can read his mind to figure out what the riddle is. That's right, the answer is 2 alligators. Now I just want to know what that riddle was. Although I haven't come up with the riddle yet. Alright, fair enough. Nothing wrong with the meat shield. That's what this guy is. I like when we're right on top of each other. It looks like Ness has got a bigger beak. Alright, we're gonna take the second door than the first door. The queen isn't feeling very well. Here's the queen. All of us know you don't belong here. Oh, that's a nice way to say hello here in Magicant. But we consider you one of us, so okay. We don't belong here either, honestly. We stole this land from some dude named Steve. With the Onyx Hook, you can warp back here anytime. Promise me that if you need help, you will return. Everyone loves you, Professor. This guy is all over the map. Did you just give me the Onyx Hook? You did not. Let's talk to the queen. Welcome, Professor. Here in Magicant, everyone is your friend. You can have as much as you like. As much what? Gonna specify? Of whatever you want. Wow. Alright, my mom never told me that. Heck yeah. Listen to my song? Yeah, let's do it. I don't know why, but I just can't sing. I beg you to learn the melody. It's only 8 notes long. Yeah, referencing our ultimate quest here in this game. When you learn them all, return and sing for me. If only I could hear that song. You can see right now in our state we have 3 of the 8 melodies. Not quite halfway there. Alright, let's head back on out. Everyone here loves you. How about those guys outside that tried to kill me? How about Dad's eyes? What's the deal with that? Alright, so we got some random items here. This is, what is this? Flash Dark, I want to say. Got a Flash Dark. This is an antidote and a magic herb. I'm not going to sweat that stuff. This guy, our +1, doesn't have any pants space, so. We got, is this the bullhorn? Bullhorn. Not too excited about that. Magic herb. Flash Dark into my pants it goes. This is an antidote as well. And this stuff we'll want to dump back at the items person. Might need to drop something here in a minute because there's much better stuff right here. Alright, so tricky thing about this room. There are 6 packages, but we can only open 1. Once we open 1, everything else disappears. The top left has a boomerang. That's what I want, but we need to make some pants space first. Let's drop the herb. there was Boomerang. Yeah, not only is this going to help us, and you can see everything else empties out, this is going to substantially raise our attack power. So 49 right now goes to, with the Boomerang, taking the place of our wooden bat, a plus 20 right there in that category. For our offense, 69 now. That's the most expensive item too. Like, we can't even purchase it right now, but once we come upon it in a store, that would be the most expensive out of all the other stuff that was in there. So let's drop off all the stuff we don't need. Back at the mysterious item keeper, or whatever her name was. Alright, there's, a number of kind of restorative items, food and medicine. Let's bring in Blaze to give us an overview of those items here in EarthBound Beginnings.
Alright, let's talk a variety of food, medicine, miscellaneous items which you can use to heal up, fix status ailments here in EarthBound Beginnings. You can take a look right here, going from the weakest to the most powerful healing items, the berry tofu to the bread. The bread has the alternate use, which you can use to escape areas very quickly. The french fries, the hamburger, the orange juice, and then finally the sports drink to restore 100 HP. You can find and purchase these in a lot of different stores here in the game, and the same applies to the antidote, the asthma spray, life up cream, the magic herb, the mouthwash, the noble seed, which you can find from defeating enemies, and then the PSI stone, which restores 20 PP. Multiple uses before it gives out on you, but the asthma spray, I want to call attention to that. Very useful because when Ninten / the Professor fights certain enemies in this game, like the trucks, which like to use their exhaust attack on him, he'll have an asthma attack, and he's basically just out of the fight until the battle ends, unless you've got that asthma spray to use on him and get him to perk up. So it's very dangerous to be out and about in certain areas of this game without that spray, so keep that in mind. But there you go, some healative, some status fixing, ailment curing, different items here in EarthBound Beginnings.
Good call, Blaze. Thank you very much. Yeah, a lot of items here to cover in this game, so that's why we're kind of breaking it up this way today. Go across this bridge here, and you'll see a whole bunch of wells. Only one of these we can enter, see? Nope. This one. Alright, once in here, and take the right. This kind of reminds me of the end of Battle of Olympus a little bit. Once you're descending into Hades, for those who get the reference. Ulrich! Probably not the first time I've said this, but I want whatever drugs they were on when they made this. Certainly the ones they were on when they came up with the various enemies. Now you'll be in this open area. 4 eyes. We had Dad's eyes. Now we got 4 eyes. Let's see if this guy's going to get a turn this time. We're slightly over leveled, which I will happily take right now. Alright, that's a bit much. I know it's random and all, but come on now. Back-to-back squares. I don't know where do you hit 4 eyes when you only have 1 attack? Got a new PSI power. Nice. Man, this might be, speaking of PSI, this might be a PSI stone. That's a magic herb. Alright, there will be a PSI stone. Oh, there's one down here somewhere. There we go. So that'll be good for restoring our PSI as we need. By which I mean our PP. There is one particular enemy, Groucho or whatever his name is, that you don't want to attack. It's a little counterintuitive. So you got the sleeping dragon here. Professor's psychic power is short of waking the dragon. Come back here once you reach level 25 and you'll be in for a decent battle. A decent challenge, I will say. Alright, I think we got a boss right here. If you want to call it a boss. The fish! Alright, taking on the fish, let's go back to Gary.
Boss beaters.
Alright, not a lot of strategy associated with this fish battle right here. I guess we can call it a boss battle. I don't know. As I said, they're pretty few and far between, so I'll take what I can get, but 65 HP, recommend you're around level 12, and it uses melees, you use melees, beat him dead.
Beat him dead. Thank you very much, Gary. There we go. Let's take a look. Open the present. Onyx hook. There we go. So that's what one of the queen's assistants, what have you, subjects, was referencing. This will whisk us back to Magicant on demand. Very useful item, as you would expect. No matter where we are on the map. A sword. I think Blaze would like this sword, but he's a ways off from being in our party. Spoiler alert. So we'll just hold on to it for now for him. Alright, who are you? I am Forgotten Man. I'm not really here. You didn't have to notice me. Please ignore me. When you thought things couldn't get weirder. I feel like so many people. You talk so kindly, I don't know what to do. If I miss people, I cannot live alone anymore. That is the trade-off. I feel like so many characters in this game are vying for the title of weirdest person in all of EarthBound Beginnings. My conversation is always a monologue. I've been alone from the moment I was born. Lucky, unlucky, it makes no difference to me. Sometimes even breathing becomes too much, good lord. Dramatic much? Why do you insist on talking to me? Are you a forgotten man too? No. That's right, right? Go ahead, ignore me like everyone else. Okay, that's right, thank you. And then he gets out of the way. So do it in that order, otherwise you'll just keep going in circles with that guy, but this looks kind of familiar. Looks like the tunnel we took to get into Magicant. Pop out here, and we're gonna hug the little coast of this land north. Curious how long we can keep this flying man alive. Might be this battle right here, actually. Let's find out. Barbot. Yeah. That's why we buy the top tier stuff back in Magicant. So that Barbot is doing 1 damage to us on a good day. Lil Saucer can only manage 1 measly HP of worth of damage. We're putting out 64 bits in the Lil Saucer 7 years before that system would even come out. Alright, there's kind of a subset of items/weapons which we can use in battle. Let's, they have different effects. Let's go to Blaze for an overview on a few of those now.
Alright, here's a variety of combat items which we can use, which inflict a number of different status effects to different enemies. In some cases, kill all the enemies, like the super spray. Note that some of these have a chance of breaking, so you can only use them once. Some of these you can only use them once. Some of these you can use infinitely. So note that, but if you want to pull some of these out when the time is right, like the super spray when you're taking on insects. But there you go. Variety of items which anyone can use in combat here in EarthBound Beginnings.
Good call, Blaze. Thank you very much. As we drop down, so there's a factory down to the south, but not quite ready for that just yet. So we can get healed up by, I don't even know if, I guess we just leveled up, so we'll need some health. This is the nurse's station, I suppose. Real sickness. This is the local elementary school here. Don't run in the hall, that's all I'm gonna do. Have to come back later. That's the janitor's office right there. So, plenty of classrooms you can pop in, but honestly, there's not a lot of point in doing that. And for what it's worth, one of these is the library, quote unquote. This girl on the bottom left, if you talk to her, she'll get you sick, so avoid her like the plague. Let's go upstairs. Padlock on the door at the top of the stairs. Yeah, they probably don't want random kids to just go up on the roof, so we'll just go pester the janitor. We don't go to school here. We should have roof access, unaccountably. There he is. Hello, sir. Of course the door to the roof is locked. Yeah, that would make sense. You can't have students sneaking out to play games. I want you to be having fun here, you know? Oh yeah, I suppose. It's not that big of a problem. My wife is a bigger problem. Oh, God. This devolves into a stand-up routine from the early 80s. She doesn't get out of bed until afternoon. Well, alright, well, now she's starting to sound clinically depressed. Let's say a stand-up special. She won't even pack me a brown bag lunch. Isn't that just horrible? Sure is random man I just met who shouldn't be telling me any of this stuff. Then, when she does get up, she goes shopping. Luckily, I hid from the credit cards from that woman. Oh really? I just give my cash card to anybody. Don't you think she's a terrible wife? You can say yes, but it'll just start the whole process over again. No, man. I think it's you. When she was young, she was very pretty. Can't stand to look at her now, random kid. Come to think of it, she's not that bad after all. Would you like some tea? Sure. You're a pretty good kid. You say you need to go up to the roof, follow me. This guy just needed us to vent, or to let him vent for a while. And we can actually make him run by holding down the run button. So we'll do that. Let's just speed this up. My wife was the first Miss Merrysville in history. I don't care. Just want to throw pennies at people from the roof and spit. While you're up there, make sure to take in the view. It is unforgettable. It's not that good. I've seen it before. But thank you. That is nice. Is that erupting in the background? I don't know. That's not a very nice sight. Well, there's nothing up here. Save for this trash can, so let's check it, shall we? Let's talk to it, shall we? Who are you? I won't come out. If I do, everyone will pick on me. Come on, man. Wanna be my friend? Don't tell anyone, but I stole some explosives. I feel like, I should report this? I'm coming out now. Like, this is how, oh, it's Gary, everybody. I'm Gary. I wanted to fly the bottle rockets that the sweet little factory was producing. Is that your way of saying you want me to go down to the sweet little factory? Alright, fair enough. Alright, so here's the deal. Sweet little factory is kind of annoying. It's a bit of a maze. Not really a maze, I use that word too often, but it's still annoying. And it's going to be a long trek back here. So what I suggest is we use some bread right here. So that once we find what we need in that factory, we can use our breadcrumbs and be teleported right back to Gary. Sound like a plan? Save ourselves some time on the back end. Always a good idea here in EarthBound Beginnings. Alright. Well, let's see, before we head down, there is some stuff we can do here in Merryville. We're in Merryville. Can this confirm that? Duncan's Debutantery. Financing by, architectural by, construction by the Duncan Company. So we got a hotel right there. I think we're still doing alright on health and such. Excuse me, could you answer this questionnaire? If we do answer the questionnaire, they'll give us a phone card, which gives us... Really? This is a respectable survey. We're not trying to steal your identity or anything. He'll give me a phone card, which gives me, I think, 50 free calls. basically a cash value of $50. It's too much of a hassle as far as I'm concerned. Let's see what our cash situation is like right now. Probably not too much money. Yeah, $655. You know what? Let's store our money right now. Let's bank it, just because in case we die, we won't take a big hit. So let's drop in. Let's drop in 700. We'll leave $132 in our pants. Oh, did I Yeah, I guess in an effort to make space in my pants, I already sent back that baseball bat. Yeah, that was kind of necessary. If you still had it, probably be a good time to sell it right here, but we can sell stuff back to this lady. Let's give her the... Yeah, that's about it. $15 for the herb. Alright, yeah, take it. That's about it, though. Yeah. There's stuff upstairs, but it's not going to be better than what we've got right now. Alright, let's head down to the factory. Probably could have called Dad and saved, but like I said, we're betting on ourselves, aside from the obvious when I just wasn't a second ago. It's like, I gotta put all my money in the bank. I might die. With these ripped eagles, check out the abs on these eagles. Or the pecs, rather, I suppose, but still, 1 damage. Yeah, we're doing just fine. Right, let's speed this up a little bit. Nothing groundbreaking here to see. We're just putting down some local wildlife. Our main objective is to get down to that factory and get Gary the explosives that he apparently wants. Apparently needs. Little saucer. Yeah, I'll probably hold off on any grinding right now until we get Gary in the party. Spoiler alert, Gary's gonna join the party. But, yeah, he'll be starting off on level 1, which, well, we'll talk about that once we get him in the party, but right now we're just prioritizing getting the top tier loot from the factory down here. The southern factory. Sweet's little factory. It's not that little. Alright, while we're doing this, let's bring back in Fluff for another Fluff fact about EarthBound Beginnings.
I spent a lot of time comparing versions of this game, so how about we finally talk about the origins, or beginnings if you will, of such a novel title here in EarthBound Beginnings, aka Mother. Mother series creator Chikasato Itoi was a highly successful and pioneering copywriter in Japan in the 1980s. An acknowledged fan of Nintendo, Itoi credited Nintendo's Super Mario Bros. For helping him get through many rough nights when he would be unable to sleep due to problems relating to his asthma. Incidentally, this inspired him to pass that trait on to Ness in this game, but Itoi has stated that his appreciation for Nintendo motivated him to want to work with them. Itoi was visiting Nintendo's Japanese headquarters in the late 80s on business when he pitched an idea for an RPG set in modern times to Super Mario Bros. Series creator Shigeru Miyamoto. Itoi had the working title ESP-1, a reference to Ness's psychic abilities, and pitched the idea of how to circumvent the use of more standardized elements like magic spells and guns in a game grounded in reality. Despite liking the concept, Miyamoto was hesitant to move forward, as he wanted a commitment and assurance from Itoi that he would stay on and see the project through, knowing what a different world video game development was to copywriting. Itoi rearranged his life to accommodate the sizable undertaking of creating his first video game, and Miyamoto ultimately brought Itoi in to direct the project that would become Mother. Itoi founded Ape Incorporated as the developer for the title, and along with Nintendo put together a team to help create the game, with Itoi also writing the game's script. Itoi set out to create a game he would want to play himself, and drew on a lot of Western films as influences like Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Poltergeist. Mother was a departure from RPGs at the time like Dragon Warrior and Final Fantasy, which historically had typically taken place in fantasy worlds. Mother, on the other hand, was grounded in reality, albeit a, quote, slightly offbeat, sensationalized version of it. Despite the change in setting, Mother still relies on a number of conventions associated with the RPG genre, including random encounters leading to a turn-based combat, a leveling and stats system, and a variety of items and equipable armor and weapons, just, Mother style. The game was a success in selling roughly 400,000 copies in Japan and was praised for its humor and parody-like spin on the genre, though it was admittedly criticized for its unbalanced elements and tediously repetitive battle requirements. A lot like Dragon Quest in that regard.
Yeah, you're not wrong, thank you, Fluff. Yeah, it's how a lot of developers pad at their games, though, but strictly speaking, it wasn't necessary with this game. This is a very meaty title, even without the ridiculous amounts of grinding, which can be required sometimes, but there you go. That's why the versions with the hacks where, not as much of that grinding is necessary. That's kind of nice for what it's worth, but there you go. And is this our quick capsule? There we are. So we'll just go ahead and use all this stuff right now. Boost our stats ever so slightly. Alright, since we only got one space in our inventory at this point, if we go to the left, there's another life up cream or what have you. But we need to prioritize the thing that Gary wants in the trash here in Lil Sweet's factory. All right, we got the bottle rocket. We can confirm that. Let's use the crumbs and like magic. How about that? Gary, I got your bottle rocket, my friend. Maybe just talk to him. I want to fly the bottle rockets. This bottle rocket is sure to cause a bang. We may be able to make some more on our own. Should I be worried about you, Gary? Should I tell someone about you, Gary? Later, we should go to Duncan's factory. I've heard they're constructing an incredible rocket. Alright, we'll do that after you do a bit of grinding. I don't think you're ready for that just yet. Gotta get you some good stuff. They call me names. Weakling, or Four Eyes, or worse. I'm sure that you've heard them. I haven't talked to any kids here. I don't want to get sick. Alright, here in the science lab. Your bottle rocket and my... Great, isn't it? What? Oh, Gary. The important thing is he's in the party now. Check it out. A second inventory sheet. That's the best part about Gary, no offense. So he's a bottle rocket guy. He's the only one that can use those, and that's good for hitting multiple enemies. He uses all the tech stuff. You can also use a boomerang, but we can't really afford one right now. So, and you can actually, for what it's worth, go back to that factory and get additional bottle rockets out of that trash can. But, alright, right now, I'm not sure he's ready for some of the tougher baddies around here, so let's use the Onyx Hook. Let's head back to Magicant. I guess I don't know how much money I have. I don't think we have enough to buy much of anything for him right now. Alright, now that we got Gary in the party, let's go to Blaze for an overview on the items which are exclusive to Gary. What do you got, Blaze?
Alright, Gary/Loid only has 2 weapons which are exclusive to him, melee weapons at least, in the stun gun and the air gun, both of which can be purchased. You can see for a plus 15 and plus 42, but also worth mentioning, the boomerang is good, by the way, obviously better than the stun gun until you can get that air gun, but also want to mention that Gary has a number of weapons which he can use as single use, which only he can use. These include the bomb, the bottle rocket, the flamethrower, the laser beam, the plasma beam, the sticky machine, and the super bomb. You can see the amount of damage which each of these does. But yeah, the sticky machine, this is for paralyzing targets. You can use this as many times as you want. And the super bomb will kill all the enemies on the screen unless we're talking about a boss or something. But that's a single use right there. You get that at Twinkle Elementary. Same as that sticky machine, but there you go. The weapons which are exclusive to Gary/Loid.
Thank you very much. Good call. Got a bit of grinding ahead of us. This is the time to do it. Let's just, aim for at least maybe Gary to get double digits, and we'll see how we're doing cash-wise at that point. So yeah, check this out. If we kill, what's this guy, Groucho? If we kill Groucho, he'll give us 3 XP. But if we guard, might take a couple turns. If we guard instead, Groucho says hello and then walks away. With his mustache, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it pays out like 40 experience comparatively. I wasn't looking at the number, but it's a lot better. There we go, level 16. Yeah, Gary's dead, so we're going to resurrect him back in Merrysville. At the very least, we're making some money so we can buy him some decent stuff. Might be able to buy that Boomerang first back in Merrysville, but there you go. So we're buying Gary, we got our priorities straight. We're buying Gary a Boomerang here from the sporting goods desk here at the counter here in the department store back in Merrysville. So we'll give that to him just as soon as we bring him back to life. He's unconscious technically, wink wink, but I think we all know we're all growns up here. So let's just pop into the hospital. This is gonna cost us $190 to bring him back, get him back on his feet. No one here by this name. They just brought Gary here, still unconscious. It's weird how he's unconscious and his body's somewhere, but we clearly have like an angel version of him. I get it. It's a fun game for kids. Gary, glad to see you're fine now. See us again. I wish being brought back from the dead only costs $190. With inflation, probably be like $380 today, but still. All right, let's give Gary that Boomerang now. Here you are, my friend. And equip that. So Gary's doing, it's gonna be pretty piddly compared to what we're rocking, but 40 right now, his offense, but still better than nothing. So now we can go back to Magicant, and we can purchase him with our cleaned out life savings at the moment of 1,500. Let's buy him the, I guess the gold ring would be, oops. Sorry, there's lots of sets of 3 houses. This is what I was looking for, with the 7s. The shopping district of Magicant. Get him the golden ring. I think that's the best we can spend our money with on at the time. Can just afford it. Got with the golden ring, but the gold ring. Down to $25. Good thing that kid lets us crash at his place for free. So give this to Gary. We can actually drop off that sword while we're in Magicant as well, now that I think about it, but equip that. So that should help keep him alive. And we'll probably grind a couple more levels here in the Magicant area, and then I like to transition north of Merrysville, where you have some potentially very dangerous enemies there. The trucks can cause asthma attacks for professors, so that's something to keep in mind, and that basically just puts him out of business. So, and I don't think Gary's going to take him down on his own, so just something to keep in mind. It's not the safest place. Yeah, let's drop off this sword. We won't need this for quite a while. Or rather, the person who will use it will not be around for quite a while. Alright, and I'm happy with everything else we got at the moment, I think. Bottle rocket for Gary. That'll be good when our back's against the wall in certain battles. And then the big bag for healing as well when I don't feel like using PP. But yeah, let's crash at that kid's place, get back to the grind, and as I mentioned, get Gary into the double digits so he's not a liability for us. Alright, so we just saved. 1944, alright. Yeah, I always get excited when he says that first number. I'm like, oh good, he gave us $5,000. I didn't realize that we just haven't talked in a while, and I spent most of it on stuff for Gary, but Gary's looking good now. He's got the same layout as Professor. You can see level 20 and 13 respectively. So being that we just saved, I think it's safe to do a bit of grinding in this area now. We could probably, strictly speaking, move on to the next objective, but I do for a change of pace. We've been spending all our time in Magicant. I do want to do a little bit of grinding north of Merrysville, where you'll see the cars and what have you. Might want to get some asthma spray from the department store so that Gary can use that on the Professor should he need it. Because let's see if the Psycho Truck does it's the trucks that do it in this game, but 89, well that'll put him down one shot. Good job, Professor. He's our power hitter. And we have certain PSIs that help with that as well. We can't use them in the field, but... So let's just do some cosmetic grinding out here. I don't think that's a thing. The bag lady! Face. Put her down. 2 children. Oh, 63. She's got more in the tank, but yeah. Professor's probably over-leveled at this point, but it's the wild card of the some of the enemies around here, like those trucks that can, if they use their smog or what have you and cause asthma attacks for Professor, he's compromised until you use that asthma spray and or get away from that battle, so yeah. Still kind of dangerous. Looks like Gary has a tail, kind of. Looks like we both have tails, actually. You could also make the argument that you are never over-leveled in this game. But yeah, I'm just going to try to get Gary to level 15. Then I'll feel good about moving on, and we'll just be doing that in this area here. Alright. Gary is on level 15. Professor is on level 20 still. Let's take out some money just so we can stay at the hotel. Still gonna try to keep our... I think we picked up a hamburger from one of those shopper ladies. Yeah, I need to return this hamburger I got from killing some random woman. $12. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, that's just fine. Let's take out like, I don't know, $200. Don't need a lot of money. 3,700. Yeah, let's take out $300. An amount that I would not be too upset if I died carrying. And let's also get Dad on the phone. Thank him / save our game. You know, honestly, it might not be the worst idea if we buy some more bread while we're here too. And then, yeah, you do you, Dad. I don't care. Don't care. God. He might as well just have a recording that he plays, you know? After he saves our game, he just hits a button. Oh, you're just like your mom. I worry about you. And like, are you snoring simultaneously while going through the normal spiel? Buy some bread here. You mean bread? Like, it's the most foreign thing in the world. Let's buy a couple loaves. We are going to be, no, that's good. We're going to be loading up our pants in this next area. So we don't want to have, be too full up here. But let's stop in at the hotel. Just to make sure we're all topped off on PP and HP. All the peas. 130 bucks. Shouldn't have bed bugs for 130 bucks. Alright, thanks, man. Alright. Let's use the bread here. So now we have a quick return should we need it, or when we need it, better said. So let's head north now to the factory. Guess staying away more to the west than the north. I want to go around to get to the factory, more to the western side. Maniac truck! Love getting that first attack. Down goes the... I mean, that's pretty impressive. No wonder Dad's paying us like $100. He's like, you killed a truck with one hit? I'm so proud of you, son. Oh, your Little League game? Nah, I can't make it. Oh well. I don't know why the truck's on the grass. I might be too far south here. Lost my bearings a little bit. Alright, I don't think I was south enough, actually. Oh, good lord. Try running around this way. Actually, if you hit... Is this the fugitive and the rope? Unlikely pair right there, but there you go. If you have... Yeah, take him down. So actually we need to go a little bit more north. I'd pull a map up to get my bearings. Rope doesn't move anymore. Sometimes you get a rope from the rope. Did we get a rope this time? No, but we got level 21. That's even better than getting a rope. Wisdom increasing. Almost sounds like Rainbow Connection a little bit too. They got good taste. Yeah, heading back that way, that's how we get back to Podunk, actually. Yep, to the west. Union Station to the north. Alright, so, yeah, my mistake. We're gonna follow these tracks for a bit. Psycho truck, maniac truck. Not sure why the trucks are so deranged, but it's Earthbound. So I guess I am sure. Yeah, the Groucho, that's the play in the caverns. To the east of Magicant, the well, what have you. Just make sure you guard. Oh god, not these wastes of waste of time enemies that pay out what, 1 experience? 1 experience, ruining my day, Centipede. I get it though. It's like you go too far west and you're in a new area, so if you step right here, you'll find a pass that someone left behind. That's just going in your pants right there. We'll need it in just a second, actually. Bear. It's like waving, hi guys. Bye, buddy. Poor bear. Alright. Eagle A, Eagle B. Alright, we've seen all these enemies. We're just trying to get to the factory. Come on now. Just follow this path around. Cougar and a skunk. Would they hang out? Got their butts facing each other. Not sure what that's about. Anyway, they're both quiet. Alright, factory over here. Well north, and because it's Earthbound, there's a dog guarding the factory. Let's talk to the dog. This factory's Mr. Duncan's private property. Let's see your pass. I think you'll find everything is in order, my good pup. This pass is expired. You must have stolen it. Suspicious creature. Look me in the eye. Does a little war dance, I guess. And then you go into battle with him, and it's just a regular dog. Or stray dog. Can we run from you? Didn't work out. Nope. I think we're destined to fight this low-level dog. Oh, it feels so wrong putting this dog down. It's just doing its job. We're a couple snot-nosed punk kids coming in being like, no, we're allowed to be here. My dad says so. Actually, my dad doesn't say much of anything. All right, so the factory is kind of massive. Once again, we're going to prioritize the important stuff. So from the and also show the most efficient route to get to where we ultimately want to get to. So nice thing about that H2O pendant is the fireball isn't going to have much to do to us. Yeah, you can try that. That would have been a lot worse. I mean, that seems like a lot of damage, but that would have been a lot worse had we not had the H2O pendant. Alright, so let's hurry. So we bomber. Yeah, a lot of flame-based enemies here in the factory. Tripped and fell. It happens. I want to go ahead and top off our levels here of HP. Make sure Gary's in good shape as well. Alright, good enough. So first move, coming out of the starting gate, Dr. Distorto draws near, and Scrapper. I feel like the Scrapper is the priority right here. We could use Gary's... Yeah, he's just doing physical attacks, not a big deal. It's the Scrapper's PK beam that we don't like. Yeah, as you can see right there. 29 is more than 1. So we're going to try to prioritize the Scrapper. Anytime we run into this combo, sometimes you run into the Scrappers on their own. There we go. Now it's just us and the good doctor. Scrapper was already gone. It's got that Final Fantasy mechanic there where you can swing at air, unfortunately. Make sure Gary's topped off between battles. Alright, so we're going to take this first ladder to the left down to the bottom, then go to the right here. Life up, Cream. Good, not great. The great stuff, rather, is in this room. Everything in here is pretty fantastic. A quick capsule. I'm gonna give pretty much all these to the professor just because, you know, he can use them right now. And I guess between the two of us, Professor and Gary, we're the one that... Wisdom we could probably save for Fluff, but... And use the physical on Professor, obviously, to get that strength up. And we'll use the quick on Professor as well. I guess we'll try to hold on to that wisdom for the time being. The thing is, it's just going to kind of gunk up our inventory until we find Fluff. I'll think about it. Use my own wisdom and think about it for just a moment. So now we're going to retrace our steps up that ladder. And move on up here and go to the left. And ignore that room. There's a lot of bombs. There's a lot of rockets, actually. So all stuff that Gary would like. And the bombs are nice, doing like a decent amount of damage to multiple enemies, but single use. And Gary's, you may not know it, but he's coming along with his Boomerang. Alright, I've been praising the soundtrack quite a bit, so let's finally bring in Fluff to give us some information on the music here in EarthBound Beginnings.
We have to credit the game's soundtrack, which was composed by Kiichi Suzuki and Hirokazu Tanaka, who pooled their experience to create a score which is as fittingly offbeat as the narrative and visuals of the game itself. Tanaka, who had composed for Metroid and Super Mario Land, was charged with programming the music and sound effects. Suzuki, on the other hand, who Itoi brought in personally to actually write the soundtrack, drew on his experience in working as a composer and musician for a variety of bands in different genres. Itoi requested that Suzuki base his compositions off of Western pop music and even write the pieces with actual lyrics in mind, which is why the soundtrack sounds like nothing else on the console. Despite the limitations of the hardware and only being able to play 3 notes at a time, which kept the pair from achieving everything they wanted, the soundtrack was one of many elements which critics and players alike praised, and a proper orchestrated version of the soundtrack was recorded and released in August of 1989.
Yeah, it definitely shows. It comes through, the unconventional approach in the soundtrack here, but yeah. Anyone listen to the soundtrack, that the professionally recorded one that Fluff mentioned? Might have to add that to my next playlist. Thank you though, Fluff. So we're going to retrace our steps essentially back to the beginning of the factory. Those 2 items were worth it though. Or the PSI stone was certainly worth it coming up here. That can get you out of a jam. We're getting some levels here while we're in here as well. Getting some XP. Why are there so many? Alright, so going all the way across here. Again, plenty of bombs to be found. If you do want to stop off, we can grab one over here. So we do want to take that ladder, but we pop in over here. So we're holding our own here. Oh, we got a bomb right there from the bomber, as you might expect. $10 apiece. Bless those H2O badges. Yeah, I just think fire is the most common attack which you'll experience. Oops. I was 1 ladder short. That's all right. We're headed this way still anyway. Got another bomb. All right, so we can skip going slightly out of our way to get that bomb then. So let's climb this ladder and go all the way over to this right door. Next to this ladder. And pick ourselves up some super spray. Good against bugs. Unlimited uses. The old robot. I don't think he had an old robot with him last time, did he? Doctor flew into a rage. Let's see if he has a chance to use that rage. Nope. You got all wound up for nothing, Dr. Distorto, or whatever your name was. Alright. Continue up these ladders. Yeah, he's with a scrapper last time. Like seeing that quick capsule doing its job. Alright, and before we... Just one more ladder right here. And make a slight detour to the left here to get a very important item. One which we have for the professor, but one which Gary could use as well. Speaking of which, Gary could also use some life up. We could both use some life up. Very nice. And looking good, fellas, looking good. Alright, yeah, cut over here to the left at the top of that ladder. And right into here and get yourself some bread. All right, bread is good. We all admit that bread is good. But go into this store and get yourself the Franklin badge. And this one should go to Gary's inventory. All right, sorry, I need this inventory. All right, so you can see we are already at a premium when it comes to inventory space. So let's just use the wisdom cap on the professor just to make some room here. That's why you might want to make 2 trips into this place, but I can't recommend that. We could try to just burn one of these bombs once we have multiple targets on the screen. Alright, go right, climb this ladder, and then this ladder. Easy to get turned around in here. It all looks very similar. It's all gray. Yeah, more than one Franklin badge. And it's good to have everyone in the party equipped with one. Well, I say equipped, just holding one will negate the effect of the enemies who try to use the lethal PK beam. Not that one, but a special one. Keep Gary on his max health. We have 1 space for this, the Force Capsule, and we'll go ahead and use that for the Professor. The Force Professor. Alright, now we just do a straight shot right to left up here in the final stretch here of the factory, and then we can use that bread to make a quick exit. Love the bread. Alright, Gary, I'm going to let you use a bomb because we have a lot of them. Oh yeah. How about that? That's why we like the bombs. So if you wanna, there's a few more in this place, not to mention the bombers themselves drop them. Very useful. But yeah, if you have a lot of enemies, that could be a game changer for you. Nothing in this room. This is the one we're looking for. All the way at the end. Aim on the rocket. Okay, 1, 2, 3, fire! Alright. We feel good about that? It seems like it did nothing, but it did something. Alright, so now let's use those crumbs and make a quick retreat. How about that? Man, I love those crumbs. Alright. So now I guess we should stop at the hotel here. And let's actually take a look at our stuff here, because we might want to drop some stuff off. Got bread, life cream, PSI stone. Got 2 PSI stones, that's good. Bottle rocket, super spray, bread. Yeah, it's not necessarily anything that I would want to get rid of or store for later, so life up cream, probably don't really need that right now. Save that for a boss, but 2 loaves of bread. It's debatable as to whether or not we need that, but alright, let's stay. Good morning. Come back and see us again. Thank you, sir. Alright, so now we are going to take a little bit of money out. If this guy could get out of the way. People want to shop, friend. You're ruining commerce, ruining the economy. Economic stimulus of this region. Alright, let's see how much we made from slapping those robots around. How impressed is our dad? Decently impressed. So we're just gonna take out, I don't know, let's take out 300 bucks. A little spending money while we're out and about. Looking good on our numbers here. Well, looking decently good. Alright, let us head north now and enjoy the fruits of our labor by following these train tracks. Mad car, again, we're gonna prioritize the mad truck. The mad car kind of looks like the, blank on its name, but the car from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, kind of. Another decent title for the NES. I don't know, maybe not a fantastic title, but decent title. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Good work, Gary. Not the most in speed, but that's alright. A little boost in strength. Benny. Benny the cab. Should have remembered that. Alright. Same enemies we've seen 1,000 times. We're just trying to get up to the... break on the tracks here. Alright, so now you can see the rocket right here. Clear that out. No problem. I don't know, seems like a problem. Alright. Good work though, Gary. So we trace these tracks all the way up north. They'll lead us to what is essentially Union Station. But yeah, the reason we took out some cash, those are good boosts right there. I like that. 3s across the board for the most part. HP plus of 9, PP of 4. Got a new PSI power. Yeah, we took out a little bit of money so we can ride the rails. Well, I don't know how far the train goes through, but you need a ticket to ride. Care to buy one? Alright, so let's buy a couple tickets to Reindeer. He'll do the math for you. Times 2 is 32 bucks. I don't know if that's a good deal or not. I don't know how far Reindeer is away, but here we go. Enjoy the sights and sounds of the train. So many good themes. Alright, it's pretty far. 32 bucks, not bad at all. Alright, we've arrived in Reindeer. So talk to this lady. This is going to be so anticlimactic. We came all this way to Reindeer. Are you going to Snowman? Sure are. I found this hat. I believe it's the property of a girl who lives there. What would that girl's name happen to be, lady? Seem to be unusually well informed. Alright, anyway. Let's talk to this guy again. Shouldn't you know these things, being the guy in charge of all that? Anyway. Let's go to Snowman, 40 bucks from here. Oh yeah. There's no skipping this for what it's worth. But look at that. We must have been in that tunnel for a very long time. Very different climate here. Alright, so the thing about Snowman is it's very cold, so people catch a lot of colds. So you need to be very careful as to who you talk to, as you will catch a cold, and it's then you gotta go see a doctor, and that's gonna be annoying. So we're just gonna prioritize talking to the people that we need to talk to. And we have one person who Gary and I are very excited to talk to as we go south from the station there. Lone Wolf. Sweet animation. Bit Gary. How much was that for? 27. Yep. Bit more dangerous here in Snowman compared to where we just came from, Merrysville. feel like this lone wolf makes that maniacal truck look like a Hot Wheels? I don't know. I don't know. I realized I didn't know how to finish that thought. 50 experience. Probably not a bad idea to keep on top of our health here. Yeah, right? I don't like that. Silver Wolf? Alright, this might be an instance where we want to use the, a bottle rocket or something. Maybe a bomb, even. Thinking about some defense up. Thinking about some offense up as well, actually. Be nice if I could put these guys down with one hit. Let's try a bottle rocket on these pups. Oof. I don't like that. Yeah, bite me. I can withstand it better than Gary. What did I just say, Silver Wolf, eh? Silver Wolfa. Hit him, Gary. 21. It's not great. Probably should have gone with the bomb. I got cheap. Got a little cheap. Thinking about it. We can't go, yeah, it doesn't have any PSI. There you go. 143 will get the job done. I'd say that'll make him quiet. They're going after Gary. I don't like it. Get him, Gary. 60. Nice. Alright, good enough to take that one down. I think we got it from here on out. Especially when we're dealing 133. That offense up is very nice. Like some games, offense up would give you, maybe like 10 extra HP damage that you're doing. Not EarthBound Beginnings. I didn't pay attention to how much experience we got for that one, but I'm assuming it was nice. Alright, Gary's topped off. I'm topped off. And come up to this little area here. Wait, again, my own rule. What did I just say? Don't talk to anybody unless you need to. Snowman Chateau, straight ahead. Ooh la la. Alright. Bigfoot. I like Bigfoot's pose. Should we mess with offense up, or should we just go straight for smacking him around? How much damage are you doing to Bigfoot, Gary? 49? That's not bad. That's a good one. That's gonna... okay, that's not the one I thought it was. I thought that was the one that dropped the health. 22 is not bad, Gary. Looks like he's posing for a portrait. Oh, that's sad. Bigfoot became quiet. One-off lone wolf we can handle. I think we got this. Put him down. Let's keep him topped off. Is there more than one Bigfoot? Oh, good. Are there 4 of them? Oh, good lord. Oh, crap. Well, I don't know that we can run away from this. This ain't looking good. Let's try it. Didn't work out. But it didn't work out. That's alright. As long as Professor survives, that's all that matters for this particular part. Alright. We gotta dig in. We gotta fight. Let's prioritize one at a time, Gary, you and me. They didn't like that. Good teamwork, Gary. Why is that wolf still alive? Yeah, 4D slip for getting away works sometimes. I think I got this from here on out. That's alright, Gary. You did what you could. We're gonna Onyx out as soon as we get to our destination anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Phew. Make sure we're topped off. Call Matthew. By 1. Alright. We're almost there. God. Can't catch a break, can I? Alright. I'm going offense up. At least I know I'll take each one down with one hit. Get him. Let's see, 9848 experience goes to, wait for it. Goes to, how about that, 9848, we got like, what, 200 from that, 300? Yeah, upper twos. Very nice. It's a shame Gary couldn't experience it too. At my max right now, 143. Alright, here we go. Good lord. Hey everybody, look who it is. It's our favorite fact-finding cat. The boy in my dream looked just like you. Here you go. Are you Professor? Sure are. You should know that, Fluff. I must go on a trip to find my mom, and I needed your help. So I've been waiting for you, Professor. First, let's go see what's happening in Youngtown. Now we're not going to do that for a while, actually. Fluff, Daddy, goodbye. Next time, Mommy will come back with me. Aww. Fluff comes from some kind of broken home. Believe in us. He's just like, oh, whatever. I'm an irresponsible father. Alright. Well, alright, so we certainly have the cash to buy Fluff some, all the top tier loot. Match our setup back in Magicant. So, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that right now, actually. We gotta bring Gary back, but... oh, I feel so much safer being here, though. Alright, so 2 things we need to do here. One thing which I completely forgot to do the first time we came here. And, let's actually... and Fluff might die. Just, getting back to, civilization. Non-magical civilization. Fluff's dad. Go with this stranger and dead guy. We both know. Oh, I love it. How satisfying is that? 2 levels after 1 battle. Now I feel like we should stay at this kid's house before we leave. Vicinity. That doesn't bring Gary back from the dead, does it? Alright. And, I guess, in the interest of... Fluff's gonna get a crap ton of new PSI powers, because that's Fluff's thing. Fluff will never be much of an attacker, but more than makes up for it with support, spells, abilities, all that good stuff. Yeah, it's not gonna bring anyone back from the dead, though. Yeah, you know what? While we're here, let's just go ahead, take out some money from the Fountain Man. You need some money, don't you? Alright, let's see. Let's do some math in our heads. We need about 3,500. Let's just take out 4 grand to be safe. Alright, addressing another chunk of our abilities here, the assist abilities. Let's bring back in Blaze.
Alright, the assist abilities are spread pretty much evenly between the Professor / Ninten as well as Fluff / Anna. Note that, these are very useful for keeping up your defense in a lot of cases in most battles. You can also use these to try some status effects on different enemies as well. Kind of Fluff talked about sort of the requisites of landing those a little bit more steadily, but yeah, you got Psi Shield Alpha and Beta, Power Shield, Offense Up, very useful as you can imagine. Probably want to give that to Blaze in the field, just saying. He is your heavy hitter when it comes to just melee attacks when he's got the right weaponry on him. Defense up in Alpha and Beta. Got the quick up to raise that speed. You got defense down, Alpha and Beta for targeting an enemy to make them a little bit easier to take down. And then, yeah, sort of some of those different status effect ailments that you want to impart to your enemies. Brain shock, brain cyclone, you can make them feel strange. Hypnosis, put them to sleep. Paralysis, just paralyzes one enemy. Darkness blinds them so they can't use those abilities. Shield off, break your foe's shield if they threw one up, make them susceptible again. And then Psi block, very useful, prevents the use of Psi moves. Definitely want to be using these late in the game and with certain bosses, but that's Gary's territory.
Certainly is. Thank you very much, Blaze. Much appreciated. Alright, use the magic coin. Use the gold ring. Now we don't have to worry about you quite as much, Fluff. Alright. So yes, now we're just going to cut back to Merrysville once again, en route to bringing Gary back from the dead. Alright, Fluff has some weapons which are exclusive and only can be used by Fluff, so let's get an overview on the different ones which we can get and equip on Fluff with Blaze.
Alright, Fluff / Anna's weapons, which are exclusive to that character. This is not your heavy hitter, so don't overthink this. They're mostly about their offensive abilities rather than their melee attacks, but note that the Iron Skillet is only marginally better than the Boomerang, so pop a Boomerang on Fluff sooner than later, so you have at least a base level of melee attacks coming from Fluff when you don't feel like digging in and using that PP, but there you go. The weapons which are exclusive to Fluff / Anna. Just look out for that Iron Skillet in the Mount Etoy Cave.
Thank you, Blaze. Yeah, that character is not known for their offensive prowess, at least in terms of melee attacks, but yeah, better than nothing. Thank you. And yeah, once we're at level 25, we can fight that sleeping dragon, but I don't know that I recommend it until probably closer to level 30, and the rest of the team is closer to that as well. And even then, you want to make sure that you have quite a bit of defense. That's Gary's territory, but still. I think that's pretty obvious that a powerful hitter like that is going to want some protection. Level 6 for Fluff. So we'll let Fluff heal themselves here, actually, with your own more powerful life up. I guess that's your max HP though, so. Come on, let's get a Groucho. Or no one, I'll take no one. That works. That's just fine. Lil Saucer. Alright, back in town. Back in Merrysville. Stop at the Hospital first and foremost, where they've already taken Gary's body. Show me the proof. Yeah, that's what I thought. First show me your money, then I'll treat you. In your case, I'll have to bill $442. No. That sounds shady as heck. Just make it up. He's just like eyeing us up. For you, kid, $442. Oops, I'm here to visit. I don't know where you're keeping him, but I'm here to visit Gary. Oh, they just brought him. $190. Those injuries, you mean death. It's a flat $190. Alright, so before we head back to Magicant and grab a couple things, let's go ahead and buy a Boomerang. I think that's the last thing we need to purchase for Fluff. And this is just for some mindless, what was it, like 500 bucks? We'll take out 800, give us a little leftover. Strictly just for grinding, you know. We won't use these in, sorry, it's the sporting goods floor. We won't use these in important battles. We'll have Fluff switch to magic at that point, or abilities. Psi powers. But yeah, again, the Boomerang, one of those weapons that everyone can use. And it's the best weapon, incidentally, I believe, that everyone can use. Alright. Fluff's got plenty of inventory space too, as well. Buried Lee, that might be the most important part about having. Now the PSI stuff's great. Alright, yeah, I guess we're heading back to Magicant. We can always save there with that fake me out dad.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and comment on this video, and click subscribe if you haven't already, as this seriously helps me to keep making great content for you.